Hey guys, Patrick Wind here and welcome to this training model in which I'm going to show you how you can create your own automated rules in order to put your Facebook ad account on autopilot. Sounds cool, right? So let's get started. So the first thing that we have to do is we really have to understand our actual account and the actions that we would apply on our own if we would not use the automated rules. Because only if we really understand what we would really do on our own, we can automate it and set it up in those automated rules. And before we do that, we of course have to define our own benchmarks in order to make the right judgments here. So 3 steps. First, we have to understand what are the actions that we really do on our own. Then we have to fill out the e-commerce benchmarks in order to get the right numbers here. And once we have that set up, we can actually create or adjust our rules. So let's get started with the first step. What would we really do on our own? So first we have to apply the actual time range that we also want to apply in our automated rules. And as you remember, in the automated rules, we like to apply, for example, the time range of last 7 days, including today. So last 7 days, including today. So we also have to take the same time range here. So if we just take last 7 days, this does not include today's data. So therefore we take also the one including today's data. So that's already an important step. Then you remember this only applies to all active ad sets. So of course you have to filter also for the active ones. And now the question is, what are the actions that we would take on our own to these ad sets? Okay, so let's take a look at the benchmarks down here. So for example, the average cost per purchase is 20 euros. Okay, the first thing that we have to understand here is like what's the actual price point that we sell. And if we take this 756 euros in website purchase conversion value divided by the 26 sales, we're gonna see that we sell for around 29 euros. And I know from this company that the variable costs are around 25%. So the profit margin is around 21.75. Okay, so that's the maximum cost per acquisition that we can afford to be profitable, and we are almost, well, we're actually making some money. We're below this benchmark on average. So 2016, if we compare this to the 21.75, okay, that sounds good to us. What about the cost per initiate checkout? So we say 9.89. Okay, that's good. Well, it's not that good. So the 2016 is standard, is good. We wouldn't have to apply too many things to it in general. The add to cart, well, the initiate checkout 9.89. We are in the area of bad actually, with the area with the cost per add to cart. Cost per website add to cart at 6.47. We move actually in this area, right? That is interesting. Here, just on average, on the benchmarks we have in general, and therefore we see that it's really good if we order here our ad sets, and if our specific ad sets are going to be improved. So that's the main idea behind all of this, because this will help us to improve the entire benchmark. Because here, I mean, we have some ad sets that perform much better than others. For example, these 3 ones, they have very good cost website purchase, and they are the reason why the average is lower than in general. But there are also other ones, for example this one that didn't bring any sale, or this one with a very high cost per website purchase. So what we want to do with our automated rules is basically we clean out our ad sets and just maintain the good ones. So what I would do clearly here now is I would actually increase the daily budget of those. So I would edit budget, I would increase the daily budget by 9%, for example. Okay, so this is a change that I would do. That's good. What else would I do? Well, this one didn't bring any sale and also didn't bring any initiate checkout and very high cost per add to cart. So if you compare this cost per add to cart with all the others, or even with the benchmarks, so that's of course terrible. So this is a clear one that I would turn off, or you can just click this button. And what about the others? Is there anything that I would decrease the budget? Well, for example, this one. This one I would probably, well, actually the upper funnel KPIs are not that bad. This one's actually worse, but then it brought a lot of sales. So all of them are okay. So this one has a high cost per website purchase, but then the upper funnel KPIs are not that bad. This one brought a lot of sales, so a lot of volume, so I'd leave both of them as they are, okay? But let's imagine that we have another ad set. For example, let's imagine this one that is in the range of bad and not very bad, but also not good. This one I would then decrease, okay? The budget, and then I would decrease the daily budget by 9%, okay? So these are the 3 actions that I would apply to my actual ad sets, to the active ones, in the time range of the last 7 days, including today. And now the question is, what are the right KPIs that I should choose in order to set it up properly? Well, here, once again, we just have to change those 2 numbers, okay? Change the number for the average basket size that you have in your account. Then also apply the variable cost, and then you get the profit margin, and then we can work with these numbers here. So these are the KPIs that we should have in consideration, especially these ones and these ones. And now let's do that together. So here in our automated rules, you could either create one from scratch and do everything on your own, or we take these ones that I have already created up front and just change the benchmarks, just change the numbers. So in the worst case scenario, now we should deactivate everything when it's worse than these numbers. So 4350. 4350, cost per initiate checkout 1044. 1044, 501, 501, 115, and that's it. And if all of this applies, plus 8,000 lifetime impressions over the last 7 days, including today, well then please turn off the ad set. Exactly. Now let's go to the bad scenario, okay? Decrease them. If it is between 3263, 3263, 3263 to 4350, 4350, apply. Also here, 783, 783 to 1044, 1044. Then here cost per add to cart of 376, 376 to 501, 501, apply. Then the last one 086, 086 to 115. Nice. Last 7 days, including today, decrease budget by 9%, minimum of 10 euro, action frequency to the default, so 2 times per day, and we are good. And then the last rule that we want to apply is that we also want to increase the daily budget if everything goes very well. And everything goes very well means that the KPIs are better than these ones. So if the cost per purchase is lower than 1088, the cost per initiate checkout is smaller than 261, 261. The cost per add to cart is smaller than 125. And the cost per view content is lower than 29 cents. Nice. Then we can save them. So that was very good. Now to check if everything is set up properly, we can also deactivate those columns, and now we can hover over it with your own mouse. So we see that it's gonna turn off the ad set if the KPIs are very bad, so more than 43.50 in purchase, 1044 initiate checkout, 501 in add to cart, and 115 in view content. So these are the right numbers here. Then it's going to decrease the daily budget by 9% if it's within the bad range. So these ones, it's gonna decrease the budget by 9%, and it's also going to increase the budget if the KPIs are better, so in the very good area. Okay, so those ones. So guys, I hope this was very useful to you, and I wish you good luck with applying them also like this in your own account. And I'm looking forward to hearing your feedback on these automated rules, because they can really make your life much easier and help you that you can go on vacation, for example, without having to worry too much about your ads. Thank you very much for listening, and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.